You charge it? You mean a layaway plan? Layaway for a long time. Yeah, last time was pretty long. Yeah, all I got was something I can't even use. Well, I mean, how bad did you want it? Plus, you knocked off some debt. Yeah, well, it looks good sitting on the shelf even though it don't work.
Well, I got a few of those.
I think we both do.
Yep, it's projects are waiting to happen.
Waiting for us to die so we don't have to worry about them.
Well, I don't try not to think of it in that way.
Well, hopefully that capacitor we were talking about will get here by next week and I can get rid of that piece of junk radio to Harry Benson.
Did you ask Jerry if he was going to the DX convention?
No, I think one time he said he's not going, but I didn't ask him. Hello, 1, 2, 3, compression, standing wave ratio. Hello, hello. Anyway, I'm kicking up to some amps on this thing, I guess. Of course, milliamps on the amplifier, but I guess it takes about 25 watts to drive these things, doesn't it?
25?
To drive these commander things.
I don't know. I'm barely moving my grid meter.
Yeah, I move it up from about 5 mils up to 10.
Hell. It looks like I'm just a hair over 5.
So this thing idles at 5 and goes up. Tubes are probably weird in it.
Tube?
The tube, yeah, not tubes, but the tube.
I don't know, I haven't tuned this thing up in a long time. That might be something.
I haven't either. I don't have, it's too much problem to figure out how to switch that stupid array solution things over to 2 meters. I ought to just buy another one.
You might have raised the prices.
I'd put money on that.
Well, I'd buy one on Saturday in a couple of weeks and get a discount.
Nah, I doubt he'll be there. They don't waste that kind of money anymore. They hadn't been there for a couple of years. The head text is about like Jerry's, pretty tight.
Say that again?
I said that head text in there that makes these things is pretty tight. He's like Jerry.
Well, yeah, I know.
You know, I took a Claritin and at least I'm not sneezing as much now.
Those Claritins work, but they keep me up at night.
Do they?
Well, they do me. Some of the antihistamines do, some don't. But that and Sudafed. Sudafed works really good for sinus headaches, and but it gets you a little bit wired.
All I ever take some of those Claritins. They seem to work okay.
K6USY. You guys are both very low on frequencies.
Yeah, you're real high.
Yeah, come up here. You guys are off. Had me checking my own gear here. W6BBS. Good evening, everyone.
Yeah, sounds good, Frank. You're loud here. I zeroed in on you there. W6BBS, AA6S.
All right, well, I'll give you a little chatter there, Bill, and let you dial in since I am GPS locked. I should be good, in theory anyways. Top of the evening to you, and I guess that was Mike you was talking to. I couldn't even understand him. The frequency was so bad. But anyways, and good evening to you, Aaron, W6BBS.
And John's in there, too, in the background. Hi, John.
Hi. Yeah, there. Now the meter's moving. And I just moved the beam around, so people might hear me now. K6MI.
K6MI, hear you in Visalia. I don't think the GPS is right, because you don't sound the same as Aaron there, Frank.
Am I any better?
That's better.
You sound right on to me, Mike.
Yeah, Mike, you're still low.
Okay, how's this?
That's better.
John sounds fine now.
Yeah, Bill, I just checked mine, and I am locked.
Between friends.
Yeah, Frank, you, me, and Mike's radio are all sounding correct. We just got to get everybody else on frequency.
I bet I'm on frequency. KG6CF.
Than you, but that's because I have this deep, melodious voice. Hi.
I bet I'm on frequency.
You're pretty good. And Mike, we'll get your radio locked here in a couple weeks.
Yeah, no worries. I'm not. I can wait, but that's fine. I'll be happy.
I think the best part is it comes with install.
That was what sold the whole thing, man.
For the install.
How come you didn't order me one, Mike?
Good triple.
Michael, why didn't you order me one?
Well, because they ran out.
Likely excuse.
Yeah, Bill, I'm replacing my GPS unit, and so I'm basically going to have an extra one, and so Mike's getting the extra setup.
I wish you had more signal here. It's a little weak. Where's my rotor? I must not be on you here. I'll come over a little bit.
Why are you...
see if that's any better or any worse. See if you're better, Aaron.
So, Frank, I'm going from a single output to a dual output so that I can lock the 9700 on the frequency that it needs, but then also generate a 10 meg reference for the transverter.
Oh, okay. Very good. Didn't even know you could do that. Thank you for the answer.
Yeah, and then it means in the future I can split that 10 meg and run it to more stuff if I had more stuff to plug it into. But yeah, the Leo Bodner now sells a dual output unit that you can set to completely separate frequencies, and they're both locked off the same antenna.
How much was that?
I haven't ordered it yet, but I can give you the price here in a second.
Oh, don't worry about it. I was just curious.
Is that an outboard unit, Aaron?
The GPS is, but there is a component that you got to put in the radio.
Okay.
That's where the install comes in. So you will need to pull the 9700 off the bench and flip it over because it goes in on the bottom.
Yeah, no problem. I'll have everything disconnected.
So, Frank, the dual GPS by itself is $233, and then, of course, they sell it as like a whole kit. And what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to order the whole kit, swap the GPS units, and give Mike my old GPS, but then all the rest of the kit will be new, and we'll get Mike locked.
Very good. Makes sense to me. W6BBS, standing by for the net.
Oh, look, it's 7:30.
Mike's probably eating.
Or he fell into the pool.
How's my audio, Aaron?
It sounded good down here.
Okay. I built this microphone. That's why I wanted to know.
Yeah, it's got some low end on it. It's definitely not a DXing microphone, but yeah, for local stuff, it sounds good.
Well, that's kind of what I was looking for. I got other mics that plug in, you know, easy if I want to do something else, but that's more or less what I was looking for. Now I got to build my foot switch. I just got to put a wire on it with a quarter-inch phone plug, and I'll have a foot switch.
Yeah, but then what are you going to do with your hands?
Yeah, that's true. Well, this is I got a pistol grip key, a Heil pistol grip key in my hand right now. It works fine. There he is.
There I am.
Well, that didn't sound very loud to me. Yeah, you know, I could not operate without a foot switch. It'd kill me. I've done it almost since the beginning, and you know, I can run my computer and do anything I want. I just, you know, my foot and my mouth operate together these days. W6BBS. Good evening, Mikey.
Open mouth, insert foot.
Yes, sir.
Okay, beat me to it, Mike. I was going to say that.
That's us.
K6USY 1079 and Bozo 1100.
Okay, well, if Aaron's going to start, then KG6 Charlie Echo Fox 982.
We got you, Daryl. Thank you. Got you, Aaron, and Brittany, and we got Frank, and we got old Rob there.
KG6 ZKE 704.
And we got old Terry in there, 704. Good evening, Terry.
Good evening, everyone. Sitting and listening and enjoying the good weather.
Yes, we are. I'm sitting here in my shirt sleeve. It's probably the last day we'll be doing this.
AA6S
800, we got you.
WA6AJ 727.
We got that 727 in there also. Good evening, Mike, and good evening, Bill.
Good evening.
711, K6M.
711. Very got you. Got you, John.
1009.
1009. Good evening, Ron. Okay. Oh, for God's sake, Ron. You better say your call. Mike, you forgot it.
I want to see how sharp you are. You're pretty darn sharp. I know you'll get it. But anyway, KJ6TYO, checking in, 1009, and I got to go run the 10-meter net. So, hey, good evening. Have a good one.
Go ahead. You 10-meter thing. I couldn't get the first letter. I was thinking KG, and I know, no, it isn't KG. I had the TYO, okay, but I couldn't get the other part of it. KJ6. Okay, we got you now. Have fun on 10 meters.
Thank you.
Well, you know, a bunch of us disappear.
I hear the Southern California guys way down there. They haven't turned up this way yet.
I hear you just fine down here, Mike.
Oh, who was that?
WA6TED down here, Carlsbad, San Diego way.
Well, hello there, Ted. WA6TED. Good to hear you. A long time no hear. Booming signal. Over.
Oh, good. Yeah, you've got a good signal here. They've got that net kind of go on here, or it's going on. I don't hardly hear many of them, but I do hear you. You're stronger than anybody else that I can hear. Top of the evening to you. I'll get out of here there, Mike. 6MYC WA6TED 73. Nice to hear you again.
Same here. Good to hear you. Haven't heard you for a long time, Ted. Great to know you're still alive and kicking down there. Give me your Bozo number. I think you're number 10, aren't you?
Number 10 there, Mike.
Yeah, number 10. That's what I thought. I'm Bozo 47, so you can check my 47 in down there if I don't get through to the guys. Over.
Okay, number 47, I'll tell them about you there, Mike. K6MYC WA6TED 73.
I just realized that I have a 47. That's the same number of presidents we've had. Now we are enjoying president number 47, and they just came out with a new aircraft, F-47. So I got a Bozo number that's a winner. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm starting to hear him,
And Mike, he was S5 in the air receiver. He was just booming in.
I know, Ted Strong. He runs a 2M12 and a kilowatt and a half.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, and he's in Del Mar. He's just a hair's breadth short this side of DM12.
I think he left. I was going to try to make contact with him. Me too.
I'll go ahead and give him a call. Ted, listen up.
He didn't get back to you, Mike, so I don't know if he's still there. WA6TED, this is Kilo Mike 6, Sierra Romeo, number 432, checking in, over.
Yeah, I hear you. There's other people talking. There's a net going on here, so it's WA6TED.
Okay, Ted. I didn't know if you got 432 or not.
He said he can't hear you through all the people talking down there, Rob. So we missed him, but he'll get in here again. I haven't heard him for a couple of years, so maybe he's getting active again.
WA6TED, AA6S. No luck.
Yeah, well, if any, I know he's hearing you, but he's probably got QR Mary.
226.
Evening, Ken.
He's apparently swamped down there.
Well, either that or I said the wrong thing about 47.
Could be. LA.
What's that, Bill?
I said could be. Down in LA. It's not like the valley.
Yeah, he's taking you guys out down here.
Yeah.
TED, WA6TED, AA6S, over.
WA6S, did you say? WA6TED.
America 6 Santiago. Able 6 Sugar, AA6S, number 800, number 800. WA6TED, AA6S, over.
AA6S, WA6TED, Bozo number 10. I'm not the net controller here, so running the net, so I hear you just fine. What's your QTA?
I am located in Visalia. Go ahead. Visalia.
Okay, I hear you say Visalia. I'm down here, Carlsbad. I'm going to get out of here. They're trying to run a net down here, so 73, and thanks for the call, WA6TED, Bozo number 10.
73 is AA6S.
WA6TED, WA6TED from WA6 Oscar India Bravo, WA60IB 226.
Yeah, okay, Ted. Well, I was just giving you my Bozo number, so if you can check us in remotely down there for the guys that do check in. Anyway, good to hear you, Ted. It's been a while. WA6TED, WA60IB. KG6USS Bozo 831 out here in the high desert, looking out your way there on the west side. Anybody copy? Hello.
You want LA, or do you want us up here in the northern part, John? K6MYC Bozo 47.
Yeah, I'll take anybody who wants to check in. I'm pointed your way.
Hey, there's your 47.
I got you, Mike. How you doing tonight?
Just fine, and good to hear you. We got quite a few in here, so I'll stand by and let you work all the guys. Go ahead, yell at them, and they'll come back to you.
Good evening, John. KG6 USS Kilo Mike 6 Sierra Romeo number 432. Over.
Let's get some check-ins for the Southern California nut.
Double.
711.
Him again, Rob, you double.
KG6 USS, this is Kilo Mike 6, Sierra Romeo, number 432, over.
Over. I got you there, Rob. How you doing? I got 711 in there. I like that number always.
Okay.
6MI.
Okay, thanks, John. I think Ken liked to get in there, and so did Frank.
John.
KG6 USS from WA6 Oscar India Bravo 226.
Roger, 226. Thanks for checking in. Got you on the log. Thank you.
Go ahead, Mike, if you want to go there, 727.
In the valley there, want to check in Bozo, Southern California. 831 here. KG6 USS, High Desert.
KG6 USS, Whiskey Alpha 6 Alpha Juliet 727.
All right, got to 727, very good. I think there was one that doubled on you there. Try it again.
Go ahead, Bill.
Able 6 Sugar, AA6S, AA6 Sierra 800, over.
AA6S, I got you, 800. How you doing tonight?
Yeah, pretty good. Signals are up and down, but you're Q5 most of the time there. Anyway, check us in, number 800, you take care there. KG6 USS, AA6S. Go ahead, over.
All right, AA6S, KG6 USS 831 up here in the high desert. Anybody else?
Frank?
Pass.
Oh boy, Mike, I'm not hearing anybody else out there.
KE6VON 1040.
Central Valley or the West?
Got your 1040, Adam. Hang on.
On the
Number 10, did you get me?
Wednesday night Bozo Net. Every day runs into the same here. Wednesday night Bozo Net, 831, KG6 USS.
There is some doubling going on, John, so that may be what's going on. Let me see. Let's take a standby one more time. Anybody else for checking into the Los Angeles group with KG6 Uniform Sugar? His Bozo's 831, and he's happy to take yours. Go ahead up here in Northern California. Over. Hearing nothing, John.
Nope, I'm not hearing anything either. What happened to my Redwood City guy, the one that was way up north there?
Well, it was good to hear Ted in there. I haven't heard Ted for a long time. WA6TED number 10. It was good to hear him.
Yeah, copy that. Yeah, he came in better than he does on vertical down here. All right, Mike, hey, have a good one, you guys, and thanks for checking in. I'll get you all on our log down here.
Thank you, John. 7-3.
I think it was talking about LOL.
Well, there's one for you. You have one more, John.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Dave.
No, that wasn't Dave. I was just saying that the station he was talking about was LOL.
Bozo number 47 and it's 66.
That was a double, Ted. Would you repeat that again for Mr. Bozo 47 here, over?
And 66 as well.
Oh, 56, okay. Who is Bozo 56?
Was it 56 or 66?
66.
Who is that?
I show him as being a SK.
All right, well, this is Bozo 831. We're back to net control in Southern California on the vertical.
Okay, very good. Let's see, I'm missing Kerry, KC5D to you. Kerry, are you here? I got Adam in here, but Adam got blonked out. So, Adam, let me shoot it over to you quickly. KE6BON, KE6MYC. Go ahead, Adam.
Hey, good evening, gentlemen. Just figured I'd run up here, check in real quick, and go from there. Been celebrating my oldest turning 13 today, so, yep. forgot.
Oh, you got a teenager, huh?
Yep, got a teenager now.
Boy, now you're in for some deep trouble, you know.
Yeah, we'll see. He's a pretty good kid, though.
I'm sure he is, based on your family. Good deal. Good to hear you. Congratulations and happy birthday to your son.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, anybody else in the San Joaquin Valley? KB6RQU probably would be in here, but he's being blasted out by the LA guys. But N6SWR, Bakersfield. No luck there either. Anybody in the Bakersfield, Lake Isabella, anywhere down in the DMO5 district, K6MYC Bozo Net, looking for DMO5. Okay, I guess not. Looking for anybody, K6MYC, before we go to a Atascadero.
N6SWR.
N6SWR. Well, for heaven's sakes, good evening, Ben. Good to hear you. I know you've been very busy with the wife and all, so great to hear you. N6SWR, K6MYC, over.
Roger, Bozo number 247. I'm lagging behind this tremendously.
Yeah, I missed the... I missed the tail end of that. You took a little fade and you got QRM'd by the LA guys. Say it again if you would, Ben. And again, what a surprise to hear you. Good to hear you. Thanks for keeping Delta Mike 05 alive there. N6SWR, K6MYC. Go ahead.
Roger, Bozo number 245. 245, or 247, I apologize, 247, I've almost forgotten it, I haven't used it in a while.
Roger, I was pretty sure it was 247, but I wanted to check. Very good, thank you for your 247, and hopefully we'll hear you more often again here. Great to hear you. A little below the normal signal level, maybe you're running barefoot or something there, but good to hear you. Rob, are you copying Ben there?
Sure am. How you doing, Ben? N6SWR, KM6SR. Good to hear you on there. Thanks for being there. Over.
Roger, you're welcome. Maybe I'll make a little more frequently. N6SWR, back to now.
Okay, Mike.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you heard his response there. Is he weak to you, Rob?
Yeah, a little bit. He said something about he has a Yagi behind a building or something, so he's not getting out like he used to, but it doesn't matter. He's there. That's what counts. Over.
Yeah, that's what counts. Okay, again, thanks very much, Ben. Great to hear you. We haven't been getting much from Rick, KB6RQU, at this time of night because he gets clobbered by the guys in L.A. They just pound him, and he can't copy us very well. So it's good to have you in here. You're not having that problem, obviously. 73's Ben. Great to hear you. N6SWR, K6MYC in the group. Northern California Bozo Net. Thank you. Okay. Anybody else for the Bozo Net before I go to a Atascadero from the San Joaquin Valley or anywhere? I know some of the guys are over on 10 meters. Ben, are you back from 10 meters or have you gone there yet?
That net's in 11 minutes.
Who is it?
The 10-meter net is in 11 minutes. It's at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, well, I'm not watching the clock, so... Alrighty, we'll see everybody whenever they get back here, but let's go over to a Atascadero and see if we can see if Ron is there.
31, uniform Sierra. Anybody up to 395, Lone Pine, Fort Independence, all the way up to...
W6QUI, K6USY, Fresno.
831, KG6USS, Bozo 130.
about your week, Ron. I think that was W6QUI or somebody calling you. I heard maybe it was Aaron. W6QUI, K6MYC, Bozo Net. Are you around there, Ron? I don't hear him, Aaron.
He's there.
20 over here. Must be some kind of strange bounce. Good to hear you there, WA60IB.
When Mike shows his antenna towards me, he disappears, and I do too, apparently. But Mike mentioned that if he stays north or south when he goes to Cascadero, leave it there, because that works much better.
Yeah, he said he couldn't. Are you copying him now, Mike?
Well, yeah, but he's way, way down from normal. Something's not normal at all here. I'm sure I'm pointed right.
Wow, yeah, because he's 10 over 9 here. No problem at all. Well, good to hear you, Ron. By the way, I got the old, I got the D car out today and drove it around a little bit. So, yeah, I'll have to get over and visit you with the thing one of these days again. Right, no, I understand that. Okay, very good. Nice to hear you. WA60IB. Thank you, Mike.
Yeah, I wonder what's wrong here. I wonder if I've gotten miscalibrated somehow.
Yeah, he's not as strong as I've heard him before, but Ron, I hear you. Yeah, W6QUI, K6USY.
Yeah, K6USY, W6QUI. Yeah, good copy here, Aaron.
Frank, how does he sound at your place?
He's just fine up here, Mike. And Aaron, he said he had a good copy on you, Aaron. And Mike, what Ron was saying a little bit ago is when you're pointed at LA, he hears you pretty good. So you should call him before you turn towards him, and you guys may be able to make a copy. He hears you good to the south, or when you're pointed to the north, just not at him. Over.
Well, that's never been the case here on 2 meters. I agree. I've been able to get heard when I was pointed toward LA, but he's never been very strong.
Yeah, Mike, and I can tell you're pointed this direction because you're booming into Fresno, so you're definitely pointed at a Atascadero.
Okay, well that's good. I'll find out for sure when I get up toward Tom, as it's very defined up that way.
Somebody said check him.
Go ahead, pick him up, Rob. Pick him up, Rob.
Santa Barbara.
KO6HI or something.
You keep doubling on it, Mike. 967. I hear you. Is that Steve over there in Santa Barbara?
W6QUI, AA6S.
Yeah, go ahead, Bill. W6QUI.
I hear everybody calling in. You're about 10 dB over 9 here. It's super strong. Anyway, I just want to say hi and tell you, and Vicilia's hearing you good. W6QUI, AA6S. Back to you there.
Yeah, you're almost spinning my S speaker. You're the loudest station so far tonight, over.
Yeah, Roger, you're the same way here. Super, super strong. W6QUI, have a good one there, AA6S.
Hey, Bill, you stepped on Keith over there in Santa Barbara.
I'll give him a call, Rob. Give him Keith a call again.
Go ahead, Keith. N6 KTH, number 967, KM6SR. Go ahead, Keith. Yeah, thanks for being there. Just barely hearing you, but we got you there. Thank you, Kenneth.
He wants to know your KTH, Rob.
Oh, I missed that part. He's kind of in and out. I'm up here close to Mike. They call me Corsico, but it's more of O'Neill's along the 41 corridor at 1,000-foot elevation. Over. Okay, Ken, you came up there. Thanks for being there. We got you checked in.
Even I was hearing them. Crazy conditions.
Well, give yourself some big boy pants.
Okay, well, I've got him, and I heard bits and pieces of him, but he wasn't readable here, so I'm glad you picked him up, Rob. Thank you. I guess I'm above the inversion today.
Well, and Santa Barbara's a little bit farther south. It's almost due south of you.
Yeah, no, it's horrible. It is definitely south of me, and it goes right through the hill, but I've heard him before. If he's got his mobile and he drives up on a hill somewhere, he's usually been pretty Q5. In fact, I got him the first time he ever checked in here, and we were copying him fine. So I don't know what's happened, but I'm just struggling. Well, QUI started to come up pretty good at the end there. So it's just bad conditions for me. Over.
Oh yeah, and there's a nice breeze out there right now. So who knows what the air is doing at the higher elevations.
Yeah, I got some pretty healthy wind here. Not damaging, but it's blowing pretty good. All right, I'm going to continue to Santa Cruz then.
Yep, and the rest of us are going to go over to 10 meters for a little bit in K6USY.
If I can pull a KW6S out of my noise level here. Yeah, that's it. KW6S and AF6 United, K6MYC, calling and listening.
And WB6GGY.
Okay, we'll take you. Good evening to you, Phil. By the way, I'm sorry we missed you this morning. That you had did you go away because the propagation settled down pretty good, but maybe you had other things. I guess you had some landscape people there or something. Over.
Roger on that. Yeah, we had landscapers here, so had to get moving. But yeah, I'm glad the frequency cleared up. Yeah, thank you for the check-in there. Bozo 884 and WB6GGY. Thank you there, Mike.
Yep, Judy's got it. Thank you. Okay, KW6S, are you there, Tom?
K6MYC, KW6S, 610.
Very good. We got your 610. Good to hear you. Judy's got you as well. And thanks for being there, as you said you would be from last night. We've got a very good crew in here tonight, quite a list already. Half of the check-ins that we normally get are already checked in. We had 3 or 4 out of L.A., even worked Bozo number 10 down there in Del Mar. He's just north of the Delta Mike 12 border. That's WA6TED with a booming signal, so that was exciting. Anyway, I haven't heard Ted for a couple of years, so it's good to have him back on. He runs a good, healthy kilowatt and a 12-element M squared, so he's always got a booming signal up here when propagation allows anything. Back to you, Tom, and there's others here, but we're a little sparse right now. The 10-meter net just started, and a lot of guys go over there for the 10-meter net. Over.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, I bought a wrecked 71 Lotus Europa some years ago, and the papers were all messed up on it, but I did find that at one time it had call sign plates on it that were either W6TED or WA6TED, and that enabled me to track down the guy that totaled it, and then he told me the story and how it went to a wrecking yard, and then I was able to pick up a little bit more of the story a little bit later on. But I I've heard WA6TED on since then, and I checked, and I'm pretty sure that's not the same guy. So that one always kind of catches my ear when I see it on or hear it on the air. Otherwise, just starting to get ready for the contest this weekend, since it's for prefixes, and I've got a fairly unique one. I think there's 108 of us, so that'll help a little bit, and I'll see what I can do in this weekend's contest. K6MYC, KW6S.
Oh, very good, very good. And fine on the Lotus. Well, you know, I just, strangely enough, I just got a call maybe 3 weeks ago from a guy. I think it was W6TED, and I get them mixed up, but I think the guy we talked to tonight is a different person. I know both of them, but the other guy seemed like he knew me better, and I believe that this other guy is more involved in radios and building high-power amplifiers and stuff and putting up systems. And he wanted to see if I could get him a better price on a 2800 because he was installing things for people, putting things up. And I don't know what we did for him. I suggested that we give him a break, but I don't know whether what they did at the plant there. Anyway, there is two of them down there, and they both go by Ted, of course. And I think one's W6TED and the other one's WA6. The WA6 is Bozo number 10. The other one, I don't know if he's a Bozo member or not. I mentioned Bozo to him on the air, but he didn't respond to the comment. Over.
Yeah, well, I'll have to check that out. This guy worked for IBM, and he totaled it in the parking lot. I guess he had worked late and went cutting diagonal across their parking lot there in San Jose, and didn't spot the light pole, and it kind of split the car down the middle.
Comment.
Go ahead, comment.
Yeah, hello over there, Tom. Yeah, W6TED is Ted Thompson. He lives down in San Diego, according to QRZ. And then, of course, WA6TED is our Bozo member. And you said a couple years for you, Mike. I was looking at my log. I have not worked WA6TED since August of 2011. Over.
Well, he's been on because I remembered his Bozo number, and I would not have remembered it that long. So he's been around, but not for much for the last 2 or 3 years, as I recall. Maybe longer, but it just seems like every couple of 3 years. Who knows? And you say the other WA6 is in San Diego. That doesn't ring a bell. He was in L.A., I thought.
Well, W6TED is his address is in San Diego. And now this is a guy that South America, SOTA, whatever those are, it looks like he's done, a bunch of islandy expeditions or something here, or maybe even been to the South Pole.
KM6SRR.
Ed Rob.
Yeah, W6TED, Ted Thompson in San Diego, like Frank said. He's Bozo 924. And I heard Ted on last week, so he's getting back into it again. KM6SR, back to net.
Very good. So you did hear him. Very good. I thought he might be getting active again. I'm not sure why he was off. Might have gotten discouraged with the leaders that were calling the net over there. Now he's got new people, and apparently that's going smoothly again. All right. Anyway, Tom, sorry about all the side chatter here, but I'm sure you copied Frank and his comments on the Lotus. I had a friend. I still have him as a friend, but we're both the same age, getting old in the tooth. And he got we bought a 1939 Plymouth for, I think it was the cost of the battery and the license, and I think it was $35 or something. Bought the whole car for $35, which just had a new battery and had just been registered, and that's all we paid for. he took it out, and right after he learned to drive, and he was working at Love's Pit Barbecue down in L.A., and he did the same thing. He ran into one of those light poles in the parking lot, and it just it didn't destroy the car, but it ripped the right fender right off clean, just like somebody took it off with a laser gun. Over.
Yeah, I've seen, well, I backed into a pole one time and made a V-shaped in the tailgate of my pickup, which was open at the time, which looked pretty unique for a while. No, this Lotus is, since it's plastic and they never thought about the safety of anyone in it, it basically split the whole front up to and through the windshield, and I don't think he was hurt. He said he was doing about 30 miles an hour when he did it, but 30-mile-an-hour stop can get pretty abrupt as they are. But yeah, and I did hear Frank. I didn't hear the comment about the Lotus. He was a lot lighter that time, and I did hear Rob and say good evening, Rob, and I'll be here tomorrow night. K6MYC, KW6S.
Okay, now we'll look for you tomorrow night as well. Let's see if Lee is there. Lee, good evening. AF6 United, K6MYC in the Bozo Net.
K6MYC in the group, AF6 United. Yes, I'm here. I don't have any good stories like that. I drove a Lotus once, but that's probably about as close as I can come. The guy I met at an autocross, and he let me drive his car for a couple of laps, and that was quite interesting. But other than that, that's all my experience with those kinds of things. And I guess back when you guys are talking about how plastic cars and, you know, there wasn't a lot of thought given to automobile safety, I guess the automobile safety experts expected that you either learned how to drive and did it right, or, yeah, you paid the consequences. I'll leave it at that. K6MYC in the group, AF6 United. Back to you.
Bozo number?
1098, the countdown, Bozo.
I knew what it was, but I wanted Judy to hear it. Very good. Thank you. Good to hear you. Well, it's one thing when you run any car into a light pole, it does some serious damage. We were able to repair the Plymouth, and it was funny, but the Plymouth was obviously quite old even when we got it, or when he got it, and it had been on the East Coast somewhere because the fender was rusted at all the junction points. Somehow we drilled new holes and put new bolts in. It didn't hurt the fender very much. It just tapped the fender, but it just fell off. Front light bulb, but everything was built into the fender, and it just fell off the car. And all the joints, all the connection points were just rusted, and all it took was a tap, and it fell right off. We drove that car forever after that, and mud romped it and did everything else. It was a good old car, 6-cylinder Plymouth, and had a ball with that one. Anyway, it just reminded me of an old story about light poles. They are unforgiving. They're meant to be. All right, let's see. Good to hear you, Lee, and thanks for checking in. We'll look for you tomorrow night with your peanut whistle there.
Well, I'm not so sure that I'm going to be on tomorrow night. I am getting ready for the contest, and I've got some upgrading to do on the computer and some things like that. So I probably won't be there. I have been working on the Quaggy, though, a little bit, and I've got the driven element and the reflector back on. I just need to mix up some epoxy to kind of anchor them in place and get everything back up on the pole. And since it's going to be raining for the next several days, I just don't think I'm going to be able to get all of that done and get it all working again for tomorrow night. So I will probably not be there again until hopefully maybe next week. I'll have everything back together for that. So anyway, K6MYC in the group, AF6 United. Back to you, 7-3.
Okay, well, thanks for the heads up on that. We will look for you, but we won't be too devastated if we don't hear you there. Good luck, and hopefully you get that two-part epoxy mixed up and you don't get too much of it on your shoes. See you later. AF6 United, KW6S. Good night, guys. We'll see you tomorrow on 432 anyway, Tom. Good evening. K6MYC moving into the Bay Area.
AB6 WFC 775.
Yeah, and you got a booming signal here tonight, Mike. KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie. Judy's got your 775 with no need for repeats. How are you doing up there, over?
It's fine, just bracing for some rain.
Okay. Very good. Well, you're the first check-in in the Bay Area, so we'll see if we get some more there. Bay Area, 2-meter Bozo Net, K6MYC, taking check-ins, over.
Whiskey 2, Whiskey, Radio X-ray 285.
W2WRX, good evening. God, what's the matter with my Carl? Good evening, Carl. You better give Judy your number there.
Roger, roger. Aloha. This is Carl, W2WRX, number 294. Again, number 294. Thank you.
Yeah, we got your 294. Good to hear you. It's been a couple of 3-4 weeks since we've heard you, Carl. Everything okay up there?
Yes, I've been pretty busy there, Mike, and that's why I haven't showed up. I'm doing other things as well.
Okay, well, you're doing good. Good to hear you. Thanks very much for coming up and joining us this evening. We're going to have a big net tonight, I can tell. Thanks, Carl. Great to hear you. Aloha, and have a Mai Tai on me.
Aloha. Thank you very much, Mike. W2WRX, back to net control.
Aloha.
Aloha.
Okay, Bay Area, K6MYC, Bozo Net.
WB6JNN.
WB6JNN. Good evening, Jim. Good signal from you, and I don't think I'm peaked on you, so if you'll take about a 30-second transmission, give us an update on your overall condition, and I'll get you peaked here, over.
Yeah, okay. K6MYC, WB6JNN. Number 285, those the chair, and been a moderately nice day today. It was sort of a cool breeze. Big field and fly my plane, but it got my feet all wet. Everything was wet out there, but it flew very well, and got various chores done. I have one remaining, that is to get the track out to the street. So that should give you enough jabber. WB6JNN.
Yeah, very good. Not enough jabber. All we did was pull weeds today. We got these thistles. I think what we ought to do is go into the business here of growing thistles. I cut one down today, or dug it out, or pulled it out, actually. It was over 5 feet high, almost as tall as I was. Unbelievable. 2.5-inch diameter trunk. But if we have one thistle, we had 50, all in a span of about 20 feet in the front yard. So something's happened this year. This is the year for growing, and thistles have really taken over one spot of the yard here. They're coming up everywhere, though. I got them in the foliage. I've got them in the shrubs that are pruned and everything, and all of a sudden there's this thing coming out of the top of the shrubbery, sticking up a foot and a half out of the shrubs that have never been over about 30 inches high as long as I've lived here. All of a sudden this thing is protruding up into the 4 and 5 foot area. Unbelievable. Anyway, that's what we did today. Oh, fun. Lots of hands and knees and pulling and tugging. Besides a lot of weeds, besides just thistles, I got 2 barrels full of weeds, and I got 2 more barrels to go. Those are 50-gallon drums. Just weeds, man. All in the front yard. WB6JNN for your final K6MYC.
Yeah, okay. Well, of course, in Wisconsin, those thistles are just normal. They're all over the place. I have a real pretty picture of one against a dark background that was at its peak, and it was sort of pretty plants at that point. Wouldn't want to have one in my yard necessarily, however. And there are trails there where I walked up this one trail, and everything was higher than my head.
on both sides of the trail. And I got in this one section that I don't know what was in there, but all of my sinuses were set loose at one time. They have about 3 inches of rain all year long except for the snowing. So things grow quite well as far as weeds are concerned. WB6 J&N.
Yes, they do. Boy, oh boy. The problem is you don't want to deviate from the trail when you're bordered on either side with them because they do have spines. Over.
Oh yeah. There's some pretty ones, but there's some that has the thorns as well, and they're really thick. So going off trail is not really in the cards.
Well, these are so young and so virulent and growing so fast. They're mostly mush. So I did all that pruning and pulling of about 50 or 60 of them, and I didn't even get stuck one time, even though I had gloves on. If they're really old thistles and later in the season, boy, the spines get really tough, and you actually have to go and scrape the trunk of them with a shovel or something, just so you can grab a hold of the trunk and try to pull them out. But I didn't have any of that problem today. The spines were there, but they were really soft. It would sound like a tune when I would plunk them off. They were hollow inside. You know, boom, boom, boom. Okay, enough of that thistle stuff. 7-3, Jim, and we'll see you tomorrow night on 432 there. WB6JNN, K6MYC, taking check-ins from the Bay Area.
HQR, Bozo Net is 1192, 1192, John. Over.
Yeah, we got you, John. What was it, 1142?
1192, 1192.
Oh, 1192. Yeah, I didn't think that was right. Okay, good. Well, good signal tonight. Audio's a little rough. You may have a little bit of RF feedback in there. I can't tell. Maybe we'll get some of the locals over there to listen for you. Sometimes we get distortion on the path, and it's multi-path. It's propagation distortion and not coming from your radio. Can anybody in the Bay Area confirm that John's signal is clean? Over.
Well, he's got a little slight edge to it, but I don't think it's serious. I don't know if it's that he's got the highs boosted a little too much or what. So there you go, John.
Roger. I'll have to take a look at that.
Yeah, just a little gravelly, John, but very much better signal than I've heard from you. So it's nice to have you strong enough on 2 meters that we can copy you nicely here. I didn't have any problem with you. And you're every bit as strong as J&N over there. So you're doing good from the balcony antenna, over.
Yeah, roger that. I'm using a little 4-element Cushcraft beam that's kind of pointed northwest and running about 400 watts. So it should work pretty well.
Yeah, well, it's 400 watts that is getting the signal up there, but that also may be what's causing a little bit of RF feedback. You're pretty close to the antenna with the rig, and when that happens, you're getting a little bit of RF into your microphone cord or something. You might try grabbing the microphone cord and coiling it all up and holding it in your cupped hands so there's no effective length to the cord, and see if that clears it up. Over. You took a fade, and I didn't copy that.
Yeah, I think the band's kind of dropping out a little bit up here, over.
Oh, you came back that time. You're okay now. Did you have you got the mic cord coiled up in your palm of your hands?
Roger that. I could put some ferrite beads around everything, see if that'll help to prove anything.
Yeah, that might. And, of course, the other thing is just get further away from the antenna, but you may not have any choice on that one. All right, good to hear you, John. Thanks very much for checking in. Great signal with the 400 watts. Is this a solid-state amplifier, and who made it? Over.
It is a solid-state amplifier. It's a custom-built one. Parts from, I can't remember the company. It's called DX something overseas, but I built it myself. Over.
Okay, Jim, if you were still in there, Jim, could you hear what he said? He took a fade on me. I didn't get it.
He built it up from a kit and parts, I think, but he doesn't remember exactly whose kit it was. But anyway, so it's a home built.
Oh, well, sort of home built with a kit. Okay, very good. Well, it sounds good. And the band is up and down, as you say. Sometimes you're really strong, and other times you're down a little bit. And it's still got a little bit of distortion. So between the distortion and the weak signal, I miss a little bit when you take a fade. Otherwise, but maybe you can piddle around with some beads and get rid of that, clean it up a little bit. Otherwise, you're doing good. Thanks, John, for checking in here. K06HQR, K6MYC, Bozo Net, check in, looking for WB6WNI and others.
W6PQL.
There's W6PQL, 1296. Good evening.
Good evening. A little bit cooler today. How about over there?
Well, it wasn't much cooler. We come close to 80, but I think it was 77 at 60 degree at 6 o'clock this evening. Over.
Yeah, we were cooled off. I guess a marine layer hits us over here. We were 71 at the high, and it's in the 50s now, so more comfortable.
Oh, not for me. I would be freezing. I'm sitting out here in the shack with my T-shirt on, and that's it. And I'm comfortable. It's still pretty warm over here, even though we got a little breeze. Breeze is cooling things down, but we're in the shack, so we're out of the breeze. Anyway, good to hear you, Jim, and you might take a listen to see if you're hearing anybody that we're not hearing. And I don't know whether you could comment on John's audio there, K06HQR. Did you hear him?
Yeah, no, I would be a bad one to ask about John's audio. I would have to turn off my noise blanker and put the antenna on him, and there's lots of noise in his direction. So I'm sure Jim J&N gave him the right report.
Okay. Very good. Thanks for that. Well, we're a little bit short. We had a lot of check-ins in the San Joaquin Valley tonight, but I haven't got very much from the Bay Area yet. Let's see, WB6JNN. We still haven't heard old WA6AXX for a long time. Maybe one of these days he'll check in. I did work an old-timer down there in L.A. tonight, or in the south of L.A. in Del Mar, Bozo number 10, for heaven's sakes. Haven't heard him on for a couple of years. WA6TED, and booming signal with a kilowatt and a 12-element M squared. He's always puts a big signal up here. Mostly over water from where he is. He's almost on the water there in Del Mar. Anyway, that was exciting to work Ted again for after a long time. Anyway, take a standby and see if there's anybody else in there. Bozo Net, check-ins, Bay Area, please. Come now. K6MYC and others listening. Funny, I haven't heard Carl now for almost a week, so I don't know whether Carl's on vacation or what he's doing. And we haven't heard KB6BA for a couple of days. K6KLY. And I can't remember Jerry's call. I always get it screwed up. Jimmy's call, I should say, Jimmy up there. Anyway, I guess that's it. We're not going to get anybody else, and I don't hear Gary in here either. KE6QR, Gary, are you listening? K6MYC. Okay, I guess nothing. So 73s to the two Jims and anybody else, and we'll see you guys tomorrow on 432. K6MYC going up to Oakley. Okay, Oakley. N6RO, K6MYC.
K6MYC, N6RO, Bozo 835. Temperature range somewhere in the low 50s, and the high was 73. And 73 to you. Dinner is going to be, what is it? My memory is short. Oh, barramundi and kale. So, the only news is I had my initial appointment, one of probably up to a dozen pre-surgery for my eyes. No cutting today, and I won't even start till June. There's such a backlog of people. Okay, see you on 482 and 60. Did I not transmit?
I was trying to figure out what you said. I didn't get the surgery on your eyes. I knew you said you had something scheduled for June, so apparently you're going to get cataract lens replacements in June. That's wonderful, over.
Yeah, right. Before that, I have to have my lower lid on one eye repaired. So it's a sequence of about a dozen different visits to Kaiser. Other than that, just getting by. Oh, by the way, one of my operators is operating the Sprint right now. Can you hear the CW?
No, I don't hear any CW.
I give it about 10 seconds. The Sprint, they get their name and CW ops number.
There it is.
My operator has the monitor turned off, so I can't hear him, but you can hear the people calling him on two different radios on the Flex.
Yeah, no, I heard that. I heard the guys pounding away at about 20 words a minute.
Well, some of the guys are doing about 40 to 42.
Well, those guys are over my head. But I heard a few of those, but the ones that are readable for me are in the 20 to 30 window. That's my end. That's my limit, I think, for the most part. Anyway, good evening, and we had corned beef and cabbage tonight. A week late, but better late than never, right?
Well, happy Irish Day.
Well, something happened last week, and it didn't work. We didn't have a Monday, or we didn't have a Patty's Day or something because of so many people in here. We had company from an outside vendor that was in here visiting us, not a vendor, but a customer. And that kind of screwed up our eating habits from last week. So we had corned beef and cabbage tonight. It was wonderful.
I bet. And one other thing you talk about thistles, I've got an unusual looking plant that's all over the place and growing very fast. I think it's in the thistle family. But if I can start my tractor tomorrow, we're going to mow the first level down.
Yeah, you get them down before they go to seed, man, or you'll have even more next year. That's what we're doing here. We got flowers. We don't have flowers, but we have buds. Some of them are 5 feet high, over.
Yeah, right. I'm getting the first buds on my grapes, so the season is here.
Okay. Well, we'll let you go, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow on your best band. 432 always sounds much smoother to me than 2 meters. I have trouble with you. You probably hear the same thing on mine, kind of a distorted audio here on 40, on 2 meters, I should say. And I guess you're getting ready for the not a QSP, what is it? The contest this weekend.
Yeah, WPX sideband.
Yeah.
We've got 8 operators coming in at different times and 6 transmitters going.
Well, that'll keep the power bill and meter spinning, won't it?
Yes, it does.
All righty, let you go. Thanks much. See you tomorrow night on 432. Anybody else want to say hello to Ken? We're missing a few people on Wednesday nights because they're off doing 10 meters, but let's just stand by. Anybody for Ken?
Yep. I doubled with you, and he replied over the top of you. He's louder than you, Mike. WA60IB. How you doing up there, Ken?
Oh, pretty good. I guess you heard doctor's appointment today was the main thing I did. So you're about 15 over 9 here, and Mike's about 10 over.
Yep. You're about 20 over here, so you're doing good. Anyway, nice to hear you, and good luck on the contest this weekend.
Yeah, thank you. We'll try. And 6RO clear.
Okay, anybody else, Ken? Frank?
756.
756. Hi, Darren. Good to hear you. I'm not even pointed your way, but we'll take your check-in. Good evening. How are you doing?
Oh, doing okay. I'm just hanging out here and waiting for the net to roll by. Well, I heard this was a good spot to jump in, so I did. Kilo Juliet 6, Kilo Foxtrot Bravo 756.
It is a perfect spot to jump in, and we moved the antenna a little bit toward you, and you're booming in for a change here this evening. We've heard you every time on all the different bands, but sometimes you're a little weaker than others, but tonight you're rock solid in here. Good evening.
Well, that's good to hear. Just playing around. Hopefully we'll do some changes in the station yearly. I got transistors in the mail, so who knows? Maybe by next week I might make 220.
Yeah, that's what you said the other night, so we got our fingers crossed that everything arrives as it should. And we'll see you on 220 with your smashing 8 watts.
Yeah, 6, 8, something like that.
N1PPP 336.
Oh, hi there, N1PPP 336. It's good to hear you with your own voice attached to that number. How are you doing up there? Go ahead, Dave.
Doing pretty good. Kent was in here tonight earlier, too.
Okay, we got Kent. Go ahead.
Okay, I can barely hear you at all. I'm just catching you early in the evening, I guess. N1PPP.
Okay, well, it's good to hear you. A little bit down, but still Q5. 73, Dave. 73. Thank you very much for the direct check-in here. I guess you'll have to do that more often because Dennis seems to be in and out. We're not sure what Dennis is doing these days. Some days he takes you guys and checks you in, and other days he leaves you, he abandons you. So you better count on just having to do it direct path here. Thanks, Dave. 73 to you as well to Kent. And N1PPP, KA6OSX, K6MYC clear, and back to you, KJ6KFB. Go ahead, Darren.
WB6JNP.
Yes, indeed. So hopefully I will jump into the transfer
K6VBG.
Get it back online. That's my hope for the week.
Yeah, very good. Well, thanks, Darren. We've got 2 local check-ins. I'll let them give their numbers to Judy, and then we'll pick up the rest of the Sacramento folks there. So, Dane, go ahead. WB6JNP, go ahead.
WB6JNP 107, running a whopping 5 watts on my 817.
Well, it sounds good. Actually, I would have not known had you mentioned it. What's the matter? What? Hang on.
Okay, well, I've got the 857 on its way in for repair, and I just was knocking around the shack, and I ran into the 817, which will be the basic driver for the 1296 and 2304 portable system. And I thought, yeah, I ought to get this thing out and see if it works.
Okay, sorry about that, Dane. We had a tangle up on the, we weren't used to getting the check-ins directly from Clear Lake there. And had Judy completely stunned by the fact that we were hearing Clear Lake. Anyway, take it again, Dane. I had to turn the audio down so we could converse. Go ahead, Dane.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I sent the 857 in for repair today or yesterday, and in the process of going through the shack, I found the 817, which is basically the driver for the 1296 and 2304 portable system.
And I thought, yeah, I think I should get it on and see if it works.
It works. It's doing a fine job down here. So you're doing well. And we also have Dave in here. Let me get Dave in here before he has to go in and grab more oxygen. K6BBG 971. Go ahead, Dane.
Hi, good evening there, Mike. How are you doing tonight? And yeah, just a nice, pretty day out today. Of course, all the pollen in the air is making everything a whole lot worse.
Now, that's a bummer. We don't have any allergies right now going here. I guess the trees are about ready to burst. The oak trees are really blooming, and that oak pollen will get to me after a week or so, but we're probably a week away from that yet. But maybe the rain coming on Sunday will wash it away.
Comment?
Yeah, let's hope so.
Okay, go ahead, Frank.
Yeah, good evening, Dave. Yeah, Mike, in what he's saying there, I noticed today my solar panels, which were just cleaned in the rain, they're yellow. They're just a thick layer of yellow from just the pine trees above me. And that's just one of the pollens we got going on up here, just real heavy right now.
Yep, and the cars turn yellow here in about another couple of days, and then they'll get washed off, and it'll be really bad.
And what, Dave?
I said the cars will turn yellow here in the next couple of days, and then it'll rain, and it'll get really bad after that, because that yellow pollen mixes with the water, and it becomes like a sludge.
Oh boy, we don't get that much here, but it does wash off. Anyway, yeah, I haven't seen a bad case of yellow. Well, see, most of my pine trees have died. We have a few around, but most of the ones that really bloom with the yellow pollen are gone. I think that's why we haven't had any of that. In the early days when I first lived here, it was pretty bad.
Yeah, we got a lot of that wild, the black oaks, they almost like a bush more than a tree. And when they bloom, oh my God, it gets really bad here.
Yeah, Rob, would you pick it up for a second? I got a call here, K6MYC.
Okay, Mike. How you doing, Dave? I'm not sure if you can hear me. I'm barely hearing you. Over.
Yeah, I hear you just fine, Rob. I got a good solid 9.
Okay. I've got a newer, better amp on here now, so we should be getting out a little better there. How you doing up there?
Well, I'm getting by. Yeah, hi, Frank. You're hitting me with a good solid 80 or 90 over.
Well, I guess I better turn the amp on.
No, don't.
Yeah, Frank.
Speakers my radio could handle that, man. That's a lot. It's already just pegged. Anyway, yeah, Rob, I'm just hanging in there, man. Yeah, one day after another, put one foot in front of the other, sucking in oxygen, trying to stay alive.
Yep, that's all you can do there. Well, good to hear you on there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good to be on here. Let's put it that way.
All right, Frank, do you remember where Mike was pointed? I was busy doing the log.
That's okay. I'm back here. And we're going to go toward the rest of the way towards Sacramento here. Let's see, 3. That should be picking up K06KD. How about it, Bill?
Yeah, right here, K06KD, number 776. Good evening, Mike, and everybody else on the Bozo Net.
Yeah, good evening, Bill. We missed you this morning on 40.
Yes, I missed you guys, too. I got up early. I was sitting here in front of the radio, kind of dozing off, and then I heard something. I kind of dozed. I woke up. I looked. I listened. What was that again? And I could hear you, but now, Mike, you're usually like 10 to 20 over. I thought you were an S3, and I'm going through everything trying to figure out what in the world happened to my antenna. No, there was a solar flare or something. I could not hear anybody you were talking to, and I could barely hear you. I even tried a couple of times, but you never heard me.
Well, Well, that's funny. I heard Phil, but he was very weak. He was moving my S meter. But he couldn't stay because he had landscape people there, so it didn't matter. I heard Mark up there in Idaho just fine. We copied Mark, and we had no problems with Bob. He gave me a 15 overnight instead of 25 over, so he said everything was down by about 10 dB, but he still heard everybody, and he heard Phil as well. He was copying Phil better than I was, over.
Well, yeah, I've talked to other guys that have skids on 40 meters, and they were saying that, well, like if you're here in Sacramento, they couldn't hear any of the Bay Area guys at all, and they usually have some whopping signals, so I don't know. I was looking at the solar flux, and it's poor across the band, either poor or fair across the board. So we're still in a minor storm scenario right now. So we'll see how it is in the morning. If you guys plan on being around, I'll try to make it. I was there this morning. I just couldn't hear anybody. That's the thing. I was really quite concerned about my antennas. But that's not the case at all. It's just there was just absolutely no propagation here. So, all right, my apologies for that, but I'll look for you in the morning, and I'll say good evening, 7-3, and get out of the way here so you can pick John up. K6MYC in the Bozos. Good evening, everybody. KO6KD.
Yeah, I think the delayer was absorbing like crazy. I was obviously using something higher than the delayer because I had no problem on the long-distance signals, and I could see a lot of stations on the band. Up the band a ways, there was quite a few stations. I didn't look long path, but I was hearing Bob just fine, and I would not have known there was anything going on. And Mark was pretty solid in there as well. They were in Idaho with his 100 watts in the vertical. In Montana. And we had a guy in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, check in with 80 watts and an inverted V at 10 feet. And I even copied him. All the other guys had trouble with him. That was just a very, very weak, poor station, of course, and he knew it. All right, very good, Bill. Thanks much. We'll see you. No, we're all planning on being there in the morning. No problem. KO6KD, K6MYC, and looking for KR6MR. Go ahead, John.
And golf.
Yeah, good evening, Mike. K6MYC and the group.
I hear you. Hang on, Phil.
759. Go ahead.
Stand by a second, John. WB6GGY. Go ahead, Phil.
Yeah, I was just trying to get through to see if there's a path to Bill. So thank you there, Mike. WB6GGY, Twainhart.
You hear anything, Bill?
Did you say call me, Mike?
No path tonight there, Mike. No path. Okay, 7-3, guys. WB6GGY, 7-3.
Did Mike call me?
Yeah, I called you, yes, and Phil's trying to copy you, but he can't, he doesn't have much propagation. Make one call to Phil, and he'll wiggle the antenna to see if he can find you, Bill, over.
Oh, okay. Wow, bye. It's just, we just don't have a path on 2 meters here, so for some reason, son of a gun. But, yeah, I'm pointed his way. I'll rock it just a little bit more the other direction here. WB6GGY, WB6GGY, here's KO6KD. Hello, Phil. Any copy at all?
We're trying, but I don't think he's going to copy my Flea Power station here, Mike. So thank you very much for trying. WB6GGY.
Okay, well, you're very loud now. Where are you pointed, Phil?
Right at Sacramento, dead on Sacramento.
Well, you're louder here than I've ever heard you, so maybe antenna's working backwards or something.
That's a possibility. We'll have to check that out, Mike.
Yeah, you better have Barbara look at it in the morning and make sure the driven element is the one with the feed line is on the north side of the antenna.
Okie doke, sounds good. We'll do that. WB6GGY.
Okay, 7-3.
All the very best to you and Judy.
Yep, Judy says hi.
Hey, can I find out if you can hear WA6HNA up there in SAC?
Yeah, we hear you fine. Greg, good evening, WA6HNA 1013, K6MYC. Go ahead, Greg.
Hi, hi, Mike. K6MYC, and let me throw a call out to Sacramento since we're trying to hit it from Tuolumne County. KO6KD, WA6HNA. You able to hear me, Bill?
Any copy, KO6KD, Bill? KO6KD, are you copying WA6HNA in Pine Grove?
HNA is strong and loud up here in Meadow Vista, KR6MR.
Well, try it again. Unfortunately, I was turning things off here. Try it again.
Okay, Bill. KO6KD, WA6HNA, Groveland in Tuolumne County, just about 15 miles from Phil.
Yeah, I mean, actually hearing you quite well. You're almost an S8 here. Almost an S8, not a bad signal at all. Over.
Okay, very good, Bill. Yeah, I've always been able to hear you fine. I'm on a north-facing slope here in Tuolumne, and Phil's on a south-facing slope, so he always does better towards Bakersfield, and I seem to do better towards Sacramento. So anyway, just thought I'd throw that in, and let me pass it back to you, then we'll go over to Mike.
Oh, very good. Well, thanks for the call, and yeah, not a bad signal. Meadow Vista's hearing you well up there as well as also. So yeah, obviously you do have quite an advantage looking in this direction.
Okay, yeah, I also heard the other station in Meadow Vista quite well as well. Also. Anyway, Mike, hey, thanks for letting me bust into the net. WA6HA 1013. And good evening to you, Mike.
Yeah, are you in Groveland? Greg, are you in Groveland?
That's correct, Groveland. Yeah, Pine Grove is another hour north or so, actually an hour and a half north of here.
Okay. I always get mixed up there. Okay, very good. John, give him a report there. KR6MR and WA6HNA in Groveland, K6MYC. Go ahead, John.
Yeah, okay, Mike. Thanks. HNA, KR6MR. Yeah, you're about an S7 to an S9 here. Over.
Yeah, KR6MR, WA6HNA. I've always heard you well here as well. Usually I'm listening to you off the back of the beam, but Mike is going to appreciate this. Mike, I'm running on the HO loop tonight, so there you go. Back to you, John.
Yeah, okay, well, my beam is pointed right at you, so you should have no problem copying me.
You're much better pointed that way than you are normally pointed at me.
Yeah, everybody's strong from up there tonight, sounding good. Oh, goodness. Okay, back to the control. WA6HNA. Over to you, Mike.
Yeah, okay, fine, Greg. What's your beam heading, John?
My beam heading is about 135 to 140 degrees.
Okay. Well, gee, that's where I would think you would be pointing for me, but if you're pointing at him, you're really strong here, best and really solid copy, no flutter, no nothing. Over.
Yeah, well, I think you're both pretty much in the same line of sight.
Well, that may be. Anyway, I'm hearing you really good tonight.
Yeah, okay, Mike. Well, you finish up in the net, KR6MR. I have to hobble down the stairs.
Okay, thanks for hobbling up the stairs, John. 73s. See you on 432 if you can make it tomorrow night. I'll look for Redding in here. Okay, Redding, K6MYC, Bozo Net, Redding, Charlie November 80, KD6 Sugar Whiskey, and KO6HS, K6MYC. How about it, Rich?
November 7, Whiskey Tango.
I hear you, Larry. Hang on.
45. Good evening.
Okay, try it again. I was off a little bit on the heading there, Rich. I think I heard you, but we had Nevada checking in also. KD6SW145, go again.
Okay, excuse me, this is KD6 Shortwave, KD6SW, here in Reading, number 145. Good evening.
Okay, we got you 145. It's a little flaky and wavery tonight, but pretty good copy. And thanks for being there. Are you guys starting to get some rain up there?
Yeah, I think it's supposed to start about tomorrow, I believe. We're supposed to start getting some rain. A whole week's worth of rain is forecast, Mike. Over.
Okay. Yeah, we're not supposed to get any until maybe Sunday, and it's a question mark on Sunday. All right, let's see if Jerry's in there. KO6HS, K6MYC. Jerry? KO6HS. I don't hear him, Rich. KO6HS, KO6HS. Jerry, Reading, K6MYC. Over.
Hello, Jerry. Are you around tonight? Nothing heard.
Okay, I guess he's not there. Thank you, Rich, for confirming that I'm not losing it here. You're not very strong either, but I could have missed him easily. But usually I can hear he's got very distinctive voice characteristics on here, so even though I can't read him, I can tell it's him. Thanks, Rich, and we'll look for you on Sunday, of course. 73s, thanks for being there. KD6 Sugar Whiskey, Reading, K6MYC, 73.
73 there, Mike. Take care. KD6 stopping with.
Bye. Okay, anybody else in this direction towards Sacramento and points in between and beyond, K6MYC. Bud, KD6 Whiskey Victor Lima, are you here tonight, John? How about N6H? Oh, for him. Hotel Charlie. How about N6PD, N6 NPD? Boy, the whole San Joaquin Valley is missing there.
That would be N5 NPD.
N5 NPD, go ahead.
No, I was giving you the right call sign, Mike, KM6SRR.
What did I say?
You said 6, he said 5.
Oh, okay. 6 NPD, yeah.
About Larry.
Well, I'll go get Larry in a minute. I just had to get the other guys first because I'm coming up on Larry. Okay, here we go. Okay, now we're up your way, Larry. N6, N7 Whiskey Tango 657. Go ahead, K6MYC.
K6MYC, good evening. It's here about a 5/8 here right now, and I missed a tremendous dumping last night. My machine recorded it, but I was busy doing something else. We had from 03 to 04 something last night. We had the ZL1 RS, BK9DX, BK4 MA, and FK8HK. And that grid was numbers of +5, +6, +7. And I missed the opening, over.
I'm sorry, I missed one thing right at the end. Who did you miss? Who did you miss again, Larry? I got the VK4s and VK9, but who did you miss, over?
Oh, they were coming in +4, +5, +7. All of them were coming in actually sideband straight. But I missed the opening. I was doing something else, but I just recorded that on my FT8, over.
Oh, okay. About what time was that? Give me Greenwich time, over.
From the opening started about 0314 with the FTA8, 0400 ZL1RS, and 0343 for BK4MA, and also the BK19 at 0329. But all of them were in at least a half an hour to an hour, all of them, and they peaked out in the +5, +6, +7 range on their peaks, over.
Okay, was that tonight or last night?
This was last night. I'm out here tonight hoping I can catch it again, but nothing's happening. It was all last night, over.
Yeah, well, there was was a big flare. 40 meters was really barfed up this morning. We had no local propagation on 40. We had distance, but we didn't have any local stuff. Kind of weird, kind of a blackout for locals. Anyway, it must have had something to do with that this morning. Okay, well, I'm sorry I missed it. I never thought of looking that late. But, of course, I have the net in here until about 0400 anyway, so I'm kind of dead in that regard. But I probably should be going to the house and paying more attention to the Southern Pacific on 6 meters here at that time of night. Thank you, Larry. Go ahead. Who was that? Okay, big fade. Let me see if I could get KE7UQL. How about you, Daniel? Maybe you're up on a peak. KE7UQL, K6MYC with N7WT. Okay, very weak. Boy, oh boy, the panda's funny tonight. It was good until just a few minutes ago, and then it's gotten really flaky here. I'm sure you'll come roaring up in just a moment. But good to hear you in here. Sorry we missed you on the other bands. We listened for a long time on 1296 yesterday, but heard nothing from either one of you. Right around the peak time of 8:08 to 8:15. Anyway, we'll keep trying on 1296. Maybe we'll make it one of these days. Thank you, Daniel. KE7UQL. Maybe it's coming back up now. K6MYC. Over. Boy, just really poor. I didn't copy any of that. I could tell you were in there, but I couldn't copy. Let's see, is there anybody else? How about N7 Victor Alpha Zulu, N7 VAZ, K6MYC? Are you up there? Nothing heard. K7 SUN, K7 Sierra Uniform November. Stan, are you there? Well, we haven't heard Stan for a long time. Thought he might be in here tonight. Okay, Larry, if you're still copying 73s, we had a big dropout here. 73, 73s. We'll look for you on 432. We'll look for you on 432 tomorrow. N7 Whiskey Tango, KE7UQL, K6MYC, 73. 7-3, Daniel. Okay. Yes, we can go back to the Bay Area quickie and then down to south, Rob.
Roger.
Back in the Bay Area for late checks and missed. Late checks and missed. Bay Area Bozo Net 2 meters. Late checks and missed. WB6WNI. How about it, Gary?
Well, good evening, Mike. Yes, I ran over from the kitchen. So you're coming in loud and clear. Let me turn back to you to see if you're copying. K6MYC, WB6WNI1090.
Yeah, good. No, you're loud and clear here. Armchair copy. Go ahead, Gary.
Oh, very good, Mike. Yes, I was not on Sunday, and I almost sent you an email because I was going to say I'm not sure when I'm getting back on, but I had a failure on this radio. And I guess you have enough buddies out there with this 8FT 847 power switch. Now, it sounded pretty horrifying when it first happened, but I went on the internet and it turned out once you regain your senses, it's a fairly simple fix. But yes, if you look up FT847 power switch, you'll be inundated in complaints from hams, and mine failed also. But I got back together this morning, so here we are.
Probably why I never turned mine off. I just turned off the power supply. I had an 847. One of the local guys has it in town now. I don't know whether he's learned that the power switch doesn't work either. I've had it replaced once or twice already by Yaesu, but that was many years ago when they were still warrantied. But what a pain in the ass, huh?
Oh, exactly. Well, you guessed it. I'm doing it by the power supply now. And I was thinking to myself, why would I put a switch in that's going to fail, right? That just doesn't make sense. So, nope, I have it actually, the contact is shorted, and it's from now on, it's just with the power supply. So, anyway, that was the issue there, and it's resolved, fortunately.
Well, that's good. Your radio sounds excellent, though. It's good sounding little radio there. I always liked mine, and the guy that has it now is sounding good as well. I did hundreds and hundreds of moon bounce contacts on mine. It also heard good. All right. I guess you're the only one that's left in the Bay Area. I didn't hear in N5, N6. I forgot Oliver's call.
Don't worry, I know exactly who he is, and I don't remember it either, but when you said Oliver...
KB6BA, is it?
Yeah, I started wrong. I started with an N. That's why I couldn't bring it up. KB6BA.
When we see the so obvious, that always happens to me now. Well, that was so obvious. Well, we're going to say the same thing when we look up this call.
Well, it's KB6. I was trying to get it to come up under an N prefix, but it's a KB6BA. KB6BA is missing tonight, as is AB6SR and WA6AXX, K6KLY, and KC6QCH.
Yeah, that's interesting. Haven't heard,
Jimmy is KF6QCH.
KF6, yeah.
I'm giving back to Mike. I got to put a piece of paper in front of me, but in other words, K6KLY, I talked with a few weeks ago when he was doing a relay for me, so he comes in very strongly over here. And, Anyway, I probably am the last one, so I'm going to turn it back to Mike. So, have you had dinner yet?
Oh, yeah, we had dinner, and it was corned beef and cabbage tonight, 1 week late, but better late than never.
Very true, very true. Anyway, Mike, we'll be on tomorrow. We'll hope 432 is better, but I like 432. The last time we got on 432, the multipass was so wild, it was hard for me to tune the radio. So let's see how it goes tomorrow. Anyway, I will say good evening to you and Judy, and we'll meet you tomorrow, 432. K6MYC-W679.
Yeah, but I remember your signals was pretty strong, so we'll look forward to another good night there, Gary. And it's starting to take some funny little fades on us. It was really solid here earlier, but it's gone into some funny little modes here. Anyway, one last call for the Bay Area, then we'll go south for KB6RQU. Go ahead, Bay Area, last check. Late checks are missed, over. Nothing heard, let's go south. Go ahead, Rob.
Okay, I'm down there. KB6RQU, Rick, you on tonight for the 2-meter Bozo Net? KM6SRR with K6MYC, standing by. Oh, Bozo 61, Rick, you on tonight for 2-meter Bozo Net?
W6RQU, Rick. We did have Ben in here. That was a surprise, wasn't it, Rob?
Yeah, that was good. I'm glad he came in again.
Yeah, it sounds like he might be getting caught up a little bit.
Yeah, he just had so much ham stuff going on, kind of like I do, and I get discouraged once in a while, but I kind of still hang in there because I'm obligated to people.
Yep, I hear you. Okay, anybody in Visalia? We have 4 or 5 hams in Visalia that should be checking in. W6LAD, W6PYP, and a couple of others that I can't remember.
Yeah, I'd forgotten Eddie's call sign, but I looked it up here. KE6BK, Eddie on tonight for the 2-meter Bozo Net. KM6SRR with K6MYC, standing by. Hey, KE6BK, you on?
We need one more to get to 40, guys. Come on, K6MYC Bozo Net. Check in, please. $39, Rob.
Yep, that's what I got too.
Aren't we doing good?
Yeah, better than the government, huh? Yeah, I thought I might have missed somebody after Tom over there in the Monterey, but I guess I didn't.
Well, we did get Lee. Lee's in Watsonville.
Yeah, I heard you sign off to him, so I wrote him in.
You copy 1089, don't you? 1098.
Only the last night, I forget where we were, I think it was 6 meters. Normally I can't hear him for some reason.
That's funny, because he roars in here. That's really odd. Okay, very good. Aaron's been quiet tonight, except for kibitzing about signals in different directions and being able to work QUI, and I can't.
Yeah, it's pretty good when I can do that. No, I was off getting my hair cut.
Well, I could have worked him. He was there, but he was busy with other people, and we had him checked in anyway, so it didn't matter.
Yeah, I figured I'd jump in there and and call him when you were turning the antenna, and then he came back, and I was like, oh, I'm hearing him, and Mike's not. Interesting.
Yeah, something funny. Man was a little strange tonight, but probably the fact that we're turning around some weather. Weather's different in several of the areas that we were calling into. Different than here. In fact, it was raining in Napomo, in Atascadero area today, over.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I was surprised also to hear that guy down in Santa Barbara, and then of course he faded out, but then he came back up. So that's a pretty good haul for my little hoe loop.
Yeah, not bad. And he's running something in the Mobile too, but he drives to the top of a hill. So okay, we're out of here, going in and call it a day. A long, hard day here, weeding and other things. 7-3, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow night in the house. K6USY, KM6SRR, W6BBS. Anybody else that's listening, K6MYC clear.
Hi, Mike from CEF.
Yeah, good night, Daryl. I'm surprised you're still there.
Oh, yeah, I'm around.
Good for you.
Isn't it past your bedtime?
You're not freezing your butt off. You can stay out there a while.
Well, I had that fixed. Yeah, no, my shack's in the house, so I'm okay there. But yeah, now you're going to be in the house tomorrow night. But see, that's the one band I don't got.
Yeah, I'll be in the house tonight. By the way, I have a nice little antenna I'll mention to you. It's an 11-element M². It's brand new. I built it for Judy's daughter, but she found out that she's going to move and she doesn't need it right now. It'd be inconvenient to get her fixed up with it. So it's a brand new antenna and is totally assembled. And according to Frank, it's done. I think the shorting bars are on and everything's set. It should be just a matter of firing it up. It's available for a very good price if you're interested.
Okay, well, were you still going to swap me an antenna for that air conditioner?
Oh, I guess so, sure. That might be just the thing to do. It's an 11 element. It's rear mount. It's about 4.5 foot boom, something around 50, 55 inches, something like that. Rear mount.
Okay, and that's 6 meter?
No, 432.
Oh, 432. Okay, yeah, all right. I'm your guy. I'll take that. That'll fit it. That'll go on the rotor, all right.
All right. Well, I'll put it in the car with Frank when he gets here on Friday.
Okay. Well, I want to bring this big Henry amp out to your house one day when Frank's there, so we can hook it up and see what it does.
We can do that.
As soon as we have some decent weather. And you guys are out busy on the property somewhere.
Yeah, we'll be here Friday. Frank's coming down Friday and Saturday, as far as I know.
Saturday, I got to go to fire class. I go to a equipment operators class once a year so that I can drive water truck on a fire if I need to. If I get the opportunity, it pays real good.
Well, you'll figure out when to come down. If you want, I'll hold on to it until you get here.
Yeah, do that. Do that.
If it sits too long, it's liable to get sold to somebody else.
It ain't going to sit long. I'm going to come out.
Okay.
Thanks, Mike. You have a great evening. KG6 CEF.
KG6, Charlie Echo Fox 73. Good night, all.
Yeah, Daryl, and then you can join us on Thursday nights. And good night, Mike, and good night, Judy, K6USY.
Well, I have been, but I'm vertical.
Good night, Aaron and all.
Good night, Judy.
Good night, Judy and Mike, K6NYC, KM6SR 73.
All righty, in time to cut loose all the YouTube people. Good night, everybody. K6USY, Delta Mike 06.
K6NYC, Bozo 47, Delta Mike 07. We'll be clear.